Hey Ryan, good to see you. Rolando Sanchez, Davey Boxing News. So late last year, it looks like you were supposed to fight Jojo Diaz.
Right.
Jojo had to win the victory in unanimous decision over Fortuna. Do you think that would have been a better fight for the fans, or?
Nah, not really. Jojo, he stopped trying to win fights a long time ago. Just looking for checks now. So I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about Tank Davis. A much harder southpaw, much harder fight. Not worried about Jojo.
Now, Devin Haney had some really nice things to say. I don't know if you heard the interview yesterday, you saw it. He said that you have improved over the years, and it looks like you're 3-3 in the amateurs, correct?
Yeah.
And your speed and your power is there. And people are hating on you because you look very quick in a short amount of time.
Devin said that?
Devin said that yesterday in the interview.
He told me that like 3 years ago.
It was 3 years ago? Or wasn't
He says that every now and then. Every year he says that.
Well, I'll say that I talk my shit, but I've been knowing them for years, and very proud of them. Grew up with them, and I'm happy to see him succeeding. And obviously, we might end up on the top of this sport just like we did in the amateurs. So it might start looking like that soon.
They posted the belt where they're in the amateurs holding their little amateur belts, and then now it's pros that got their belts. Just your generation, your group, and then Coach Stevenson, Javante, all these guys. How do you feel about just you guys' progress just from outside looking in?
That's cool. You know, I never had what's it called? Never had a clique like that. You know, in the amateurs, nobody. I didn't have friends like that. I was all by myself. I was the only one, you know, doing my thing. But I'm happy for their whole team, their whole squad. They're all doing good, and you know, now I'm trying to make I'm a lone wolf. Always been a lone wolf. Bring it on. I'm ready to knock.
We saw that Ryan.
I've always been that goofy kid they underestimated, and I just beat everybody. They're like, oh shit, watch out for him.
Hey Ryan, so we saw that ROLLY had some success in the ring with Tank.
Goofy, handsome kid.
What would you have done differently inside the ring that ROLLY didn't do?
I wouldn't have jumped in like that. I promise you that. It's just because he doesn't have enough experience. You know, he had the right game plan. He was doing good. It's just when you never get overzealous in a fight like that, especially with a guy that can knock you out with one shot. You just don't do that. You gotta pay more attention to the game like that. But again, he's been boxing since he was 17. We have 10 years on him. I've been boxing since I was 7. So is Javante. So we got 10 years on him, and that's just something he would have learned in the amateurs. You don't just jump in like that with a guy dangerous like that. But again, he learned his lesson, and I promise you he'll come back stronger.
Can we see you in Tank at the end of this year? By the end of this year?
Please, I hope so.
Okay.